Hey everyone, and welcome back for week 17 of building Air Kit and Lego. Before I begin, I know that this video is coming out on a Saturday instead of its normally scheduled Fridays. That is because I am currently finishing an online class, and by the time this video actually gets uploaded to YouTube, I would have finished that. So moving forward, the updates will continue to come out on their normally scheduled Fridays. So in this week's update video, I start to build the armory, and the process of building the armory will be so much easier because I already have the lights on hand. So that means I can add them at the same time I'm building, so the process will be so much more easier, because with the other structures for the smock, like the landing pad, scout tower, and the turret, I built those structures and then I had to take it apart in order to add the lights because I didn't have the lights already with me. But now that I already have all the lights for the armory, the process will be so much more easier and hopefully quicker. So without any further delay, let's jump right into this week's update. So to start off this week's update video, I finished off all the walls that'll go around this entire mock, well, for the most part, except for this base plate on the corner. But I am missing some of the 1x1 medium tiles that top off the pyramid structures. I know I have that in the bags to build the armory. So whenever I start building the armory, I'll find those 1x1 tiles and place them on the structures. But that's not a big deal at the moment. I can even save that till the end of this mock series. Anyways, I just wanted to finish off all the walls to see what it'll look like. And I really like how it like caves in to this base plate, but it stops right when it reaches the edge of its respective base plate. And so that gives it more room for coral landscaping, as well as having that miniature battle that hopefully I can have in this area of the mock, and having the turret facing the rebel troops that are trying to march into this Imperial encampment. I said at the end of last week's update video that hopefully by the end of this week's update video I can have somewhat of a building in this area. Well, in this episode I'm going to start building the armory. So I actually have the parts right over here on the floor. I divided a lot of the medium blue and gray pieces between these two storage cases, I guess you can say, and then I still have some leftover bags right over here. So I plan to first off clean this entire area so that way I can have room to place those cases on top, as well as clean all this area over here because I'm pretty much done with the walls. And speaking of the walls, I actually fit both bags in here, but I used up almost all of one of these bags just filled with 1x1 trans red plates. So that's honestly quite a lot of plates. I think somewhere in this area is where I start using Jay's 1x1 plates. And so as you can see, it goes all the way down to there. So that is a lot of trans red plates. But overall, I'm just very happy with the way this looks so far. And I don't know if you can notice, it's kind of in the back, but I did get the USB connectors, so I can connect it to this battery pack over here, which actually contains 2 USB slots. And I'll have a surprise for y'all at the end of this episode. I'm going to turn off the lights in the room and turn on the lights in the mock, and it's going to look spectacular. So definitely stick to the end of this video because you do not want to miss out on that. So I'm going to go ahead and clean a lot of this area before I start building the armory, as well as maybe after, when I pause and show you guys the progress I make on the armory, I will start working on the landscaping on this base plate over here. So inside these storage containers are parts for the armory. I wanted to make the building process for the armory a little bit easier by dividing up a lot of the pieces so that way they're sorted, and so I don't have to shuffle through all these other bags that I didn't get to sort and try to find certain pieces. So this top case has a lot of medium blue plates and tiles, and so that way it will help me find some of the smaller pieces. Like I think right here are the 1x1 medium blue tiles, so I'll take some of those and put it on the tops of these walls over there. And then this case has more of the larger medium blue brick pieces and curved bricks, as well as some dark bluish gray slopes and white slopes. And I still need to fill in these slots over here with other parts as well. So I'm very happy I actually got these storage containers. I think that's going to make the building process of the armory right over there so much easier. And just in case I didn't mention this earlier, building the armory will definitely be a slower process because I'm going to be adding lights at the same time I'm building, which I think will be a lot easier than what I've done with the other 3 buildings in this mock. So like for the scout tower turret and the landing pad, I built the building and then I had to take the building apart to add in the lights. But since I didn't start the armory and I have all the lights here, I can do both at the same time, and I think that will make the building process that much more smooth. So I'm going to clean up everything around the table so that way I can make room for the parts to build the armory, and then also start building the armory right now. I just wanted to cut from the time lapse just for a quick moment and just show you guys the progress that I made so far on the armory. And as you can see, I laid the foundation, so I laid all the dark gray plates on the ground because this is essentially the outline of it. I don't know why, but there's like a slight curve on this end when you actually look at the armory in the video game. So I decided to add that, and as well as where you see those Technic plates, these 4 locations are supposed to be lights, but I was unable to design the lights, and since they're supposed to be really thin, I just can't build lights that thin. So what I decided to do is I'm going to cover that up with some crates, and I'll do that later on, so I don't have to do it right now. But that's why those plates were there, because originally I was going to have lights, but I ran out of time, so I just decided to do it with crates. And adding crates is kind of accurate because when you look at screenshots of the game, you see the light fixtures, but when you look at reference pictures of the concept art, there's crates. So I'm going to go with the concept art and use crates because it is somewhat easier, or I should say it is very much easier than trying to build light fixtures. And then also you can see this medium blue outline. This is basically the bottom layer of the armory, and where you see those red and tan plates, or excuse me, tiles, that is where lights are going to go. And I left an opening here in the middle. I might need to close it off here because there's going to be a doorway, so really there's probably only be 2 studs of width of opening for the lights to connect to that expansion board. But as I turn around, I'm trying not to bump into things because there's a bunch of pieces on the table and also on the floor. But here you can see some of the 1x1 white Technic bricks over there. that is where the lights are going to go through. And I'm very happy with the way I did these light fixtures. It was kind of tricky. I really wanted that area to be snot as opposed to stacking bricks, because I think having it on its side would look so much nicer. And I can actually take this section off and show you guys how I did that. So as you can see, it connects to this 1x1 brick with the stud on the side. Then I have this 2x3 medium blue plate, and then I just stacked a bunch of bricks and snot pieces on its side to create this little light feature that'll go on the bottom area of the armory. And I really like how I did this. Again, the lights are going to go through these white Technic bricks and light up the tan and the trans red tiles. And as you can see right here, it fits perfectly underneath that layer of 2x2 tiles. So this area is a little bit unsturdy, and so that's why I had to pause the video to put it back in its position. But as I build upwards, it will become more sturdy and stationary. So overall, I'm really liking how the armory looks so far. Even though there's not much, I really like that medium blue outline, and I'm very happy with that. And there's actually some hints of dark gray on the wall over there, and also on the other side as well. So very happy with the progress I was able to make so far. I'm going to continue with the time lapse, and I'm going to see how much more I can build of this armory. So after about an hour of building, this is how much more progress I was able to do. What really took up a lot of time was not only finding the pieces, because some of them weren't sorted in these two containers over there, but also getting the snot techniques for the lighting that's going to be right there, and also on the other side, as well as this snot section over here on these two sides for the doorway. That took up some time because I had to go on the studio file, and basically I had to dissect the studio file to find out how I even built this thing. But I'm very happy with the progress I was able to make on it for this week's update video. I really want to show you guys the mock with the lights turned off in the room and the lights turned on in the mock, because I think that's going to be really awesome to see, because both sides can now be lit up at the same time. But before I do that, I want to give you guys a quick look at what I've done so far in the armory for this week's update video. And overall, I'm very happy with it. On the back of this armory is going to be these tube sections in medium blue that's going to go all the way up to the very top. Once I built the ceiling of the armory, you guys will know what I'm talking about. But I really like these corner brick pieces in medium blue. I really love the medium blue color, but it is not that cheap to buy, especially in large quantities like this that I need for this mock. But other than that, I'm very happy with the way it looks. I was able to get the lighting, so I connected it to two more expansion boards. One will go on this side, the other one on that side. So that way the lights that go in this structure will light up here, and same on the other side. And then when I'm going to have lights on the ceiling, so when those come down, they're either going to connect to one of these two expansion boards, or the lights that are towards the front part of the armory, then it'll go to the main one down there. And as you can see, it runs underneath the layer of plating all the way to this opening right here. And here's the second USB. So overall, I'm very happy with the progress I was able to make on the armory for this week's update video. I know I said in last week's video that I wanted to have somewhat of a building in this section by the end of this video, and I think I accomplished that. It may not seem like a lot, but it took so much time to dissect the studio file to find out how the heck I even built this building. In terms of landscaping, I wasn't able to get anything done for this update. I was just so busy working on the armory that I lost track of time. So hopefully in next week's update video, I can start working on the landscaping on this base plate over here. And as you can see, I didn't even clean it up. I cleaned up the rest over there, like I moved all the TIE Fighter buildings to this table over here. So here's one last final view of the mock with the lights off, but with the lights in the room on, and also with the daylight outside, bringing in some more natural lighting into the room. So I'm going to take the stuff off of the landing pad. So I'm going to wait till it's dark outside to do the lights out portion of this video, because I think when the room is fully pitch black, the effect will look so much better and look really cool. So here's one last view of the MOC without the lights on. And so let's jump to the lights out portion of this MOC. So I turned off the lights in the room and turned on the lights in the MOC. And I know it's not pitch black outside, but I really wanted to get this out as soon as possible. And so I just closed the blinds in the room to make the room a little bit more dark. So hopefully y'all can see the lights. I can see it pretty clearly, so I think you guys can as well. All the areas where there are lights are fully illuminated, and I just love the way this looks. Again, I love the rotating sequence effects board, and seeing both halves of the MOC lit up at the same time is super awesome. I've been waiting to do this for such a long time now, and I'm so happy I'm finally able to do this. And so as you can see, here's the turret fully lit up. I did add lights to these sections over here near the door, and I need to push this light forward just a little bit because as you can see, it's not all the way touching the red tile. But here's what it looks like when it's fully touching the tiles, and I think it's going to look really cool. There's going to be more of these on the white sides of this wall right here, and also on the other side as well. So there's definitely going to be more lights in the armory. I still need to do the lights that'll go in this little section right here, and also the same on the other side. I am overall just really happy with the way this armory is looking like so far, and I'm kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to design the lights that'll go on this gray area over here, but that is okay. I feel like the turret being right here at the corner near that section adds more light to it, so I'm not too worried about that. As well as the armory is not even complete, and it's going to be way more lights as I start to build more, so it'll definitely be more lit up, I guess you can say. So here's just an overall view of both halves of the MOC lit up at the same time. Again, I'm just loving the way this whole MOC looks so far. I can't stop saying that, and I can't stop staring at it. So this is going to conclude this week's update. So let's go to the closing. So this is going to conclude week 17 of building AirKit and Lego. Definitely let me know down in the comments below what you think of my MOC so far. Having both halves of the MOC lit up at the same time is so awesome, and I'm so happy I'm finally able to do that now, because it kind of gives you a nice perspective of what the MOC will look like in the dark, and especially during that lights out portion during the Brick Rodeo convention. So in next week's update video, I plan to continue working on the armory. I don't think I'll be able to get it done next week, but hopefully I'll have substantial progress on that, as well as starting to finish up the coral landscaping on this entire MOC, not just on the base plate with the turret, but also the border that goes around the entire MOC as well. So those are my plans moving forward. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what I do, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss out on any future videos. A link to all my socials are down in the description below, so feel free to check out those as well. And I'll see y'all in the next video.